Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to have some UFC 5 online ranked gameplay, and we're going to have it across 3 separate divisions using 3 separate Brazilian fighters. And we're going to start off with Vicente Luque, who I truly believe is one of the more underrated fighters at welterweight. I really enjoy using him. Obviously, welterweight is a very stacked division, and there's a lot of good options for whatever game plan you want to execute. But Luque in particular got really good hands, really good leg kicks as well, and he is very well versed on the ground, so definitely a formidable choice, especially when you're looking at a division that has people like Gilbert Burns, who obviously wouldn't fight in his real life as his teammate, got Shavkat, who I'm against here, got Leon Edwards, got Colby, got Usman. You've got just plenty of good top tier fighters. So he's someone that I like to pick when I want to diversify, and he's sort of the dark horse of the division in my eyes. I mean, in terms of rating, he's definitely up there, and you've probably got other fighters that are lower rated that are also very good. However, equally to that point, I don't see many people using Luque. So he's definitely someone I like to go to, and like I said, I have a lot of success with him, and it's not the easiest thing, the welterweight division, especially if you're coming up against people that are very good and specialise in using, the upper fighters of the division. Not that Luque isn't, but of course I wouldn't say he's the most well picked. So I thought it'd be good to showcase this gameplay to you here, especially where I'm coming up against an opponent that you can see is really trying to submit me, and it's all about staying patient and working the positions. You'll notice that, of course, I started the grappling exchange with the takedown. Now I've ended up on top again, in a great position here, and just giving different looks, seeing what's going on. It's a 3-round fight, so you can expend a bit more energy. But yeah, this video is going to be using 3 separate Brazilian fighters. You're going to start with Luque, who's on screen now. You're going to go to Charles Oliveira, and then you are going to go to the heavyweight division. And everyone should know who I'm going to be using there if he's Brazilian and just going for takedowns, but you'll see towards the end of the video who that is. But yeah, you can see these transitions here really cool. I'm attacking the submissions constantly, looking to get different looks and different reads. Obviously, right now is a good point to be making these reads. We still have 2 rounds to work with, so if I can pick up on anything in particular that my opponent's doing that's a mistake, I can really look to capitalize on that. But just want to apologize for the inactivity. Had issues with the system I use to make these videos, but that should all be up and running. Also, just very busy cutting weight for another jiu-jitsu tournament. Partner that with work and just many other things, but yeah, should be back up and running now, and hopefully content coming more frequently, trying to be at least once a week. But like I said, I'm very busy with work, so it's as and when. And also, to be honest with you, just haven't really been playing much of UFC 5. There's a lot of new fighters added to the game, which I'm looking forward to using, so we'll definitely be getting back onto that. But yeah, as you can see here, so constantly looking for the submission, staying patient. Very dominant round there, so very good way to start round 1. As you can see, initiated the takedown. He did get some submission attempts himself, but overall feeling pretty confident after round 1. You see he hits the flying knee there, and Shavkat's very dangerous, but one thing you really want to look to do is take away that leg. If you can take away that leg early, you'll be in a very good position. And with Luque, very powerful hands, work the body. So my goal here, as you can see, I am going for that leg because the switch stance for Shavkat isn't very good. You can see he's shooting for a takedown, but because of the distance management there, he isn't even able to get to my legs. So that's a takedown deny in my books, and it's going to drain that stamina. So again, being really patient here, just giving different reads, seeing what he wants to do. But again, once I have something in mind, which is in this instance I'm going to go for the leg kicks, I will utilize everything I can to lay off that weapon. But he clinched earlier. You can see that he really wants to take down. He believes that if he gets the fight to the ground, he's in a better position. And as the fight plays out on the feet, you can't really argue with him here. You can see that there is a slight skill difference when it comes to being on the feet. Obviously, Luque's power was really transcending well through the strikes that I'm throwing, but also the stamina management's a bit better. I'm working his body where possible, and ultimately I'm going for the leg. Again, he clinches here, and you've got to be careful with Shavkat's knees because they're very dangerous, and I believe he has high clinch knees. I don't want to be misquoted there, but I believe he does. And again, he's doing a good job with the knees to the midsection, zapping away my stamina and clinching me and moving me towards the fence, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very good way of getting the takedown. If your opponent has his back to the cage, definitely clinch and look to utilise it and move him towards there. It's his own fault for backing away, like it was there for me. So nothing wrong with him going for the clinch attempt there. But you can see the strikes he's throwing, the array of strikes aren't the best. Catches me with a nice elbow there. I tried to return fire, then actually ate another knee. And I'm being very, very cautious because I don't want to eat too many of those knees because, like I said, I know they're a high level and I don't want it to zap away my stamina completely. So I'm trying to stay patient. Trying to throw the teeps, but just because of the range I'm in, obviously it switches to the knees. Again, he's throwing this question mark kick a lot. It's something I've picked up on, but I'm not really feeling too much of a threat when it comes to being on the feet here. So just staying patient. He goes for the clinch again, and this time stuck with the knees. I'm guessing, he did want to go for the takedown, but where I've been stuffing him, he opted not to and just go for the knees and whack. That leg kick's landed once again. So his lead leg's getting pretty chewed up now as we make him trip there from an inside kick. Tried to resort to throwing the switch kick there, and I was in perfect range there to throw it, and I pulled out, go for it, and he catches it, which is a good job from him. And now he's against the fence here, so if I wanted to clinch and look to get that takedown, I could. You see, he clinches here. I'm being patient, just letting him sort of just throw and waste his stamina. So he finally gets the takedown, but with only 14 seconds left on the clock, there's not too much to worry about. So another good round overall, not as dominant as the first round, that's for sure. So coming into the third, if the opportunity presents itself to take the fight to the ground, definitely not going to shy away from it. I don't want to force any unnecessary grappling exchanges when I'm doing fairly well on the feet. As you can see, got a stamina advantage, which is really good, and I'll also pay dividends when we next go to ground. So he shoots for the takedown, tries to get my back, and nothing comes from it. Again, you'll see that my back's toward the fence. Uppercut drops him, so now we've got a knockdown and switch kick straight to the body. So I know here that he's really looking to clinch. I've got to be careful with the flying knees, and the uppercuts to the body are going to start to come into effect here. So you can see that when he's throwing these 4 or 5 strike combinations, that his stamina is definitely getting lowered, and bang, I'm absolutely ripping to the body. Staying very patient still, but definitely working the body. And literally, just as I said, momentarily, got to be careful for the flying knees, but fortunately, the damage I've withheld isn't that drastic, so it didn't drop me. Good combinations there, and snuck in that knee just as he was retreating again. That was really meant to be a teep, but he stepped into that range and we land a knee. I don't want to overexert myself here and overthrow because I'm cautious that the position could get reversed and I could be liable to a submission. So opted to stay on the safer end there and just resort to getting the control and looking to potentially see what I can do with ground and pound and see if we can force a finish or just get a really good submission attempt. So overstrike here, he does a good job in getting back to the feet. He's now against the cage, doesn't have too much to room. You can see us switching stance here, and I'm going to go for that leg kick, and we take the leg away from him now. This is where Shavkat's in a really, really bad spot because his body's hurting, the lead leg's hurting, his head's hurting as well. You can see beautiful uppercut to the body again and again. So try to mix it up here. Lead roundhouse drops him, and at the moment in a very, very good position to really put the pressure on and finish the fight. But when someone's wounded, often not, they'll start throwing as much as possible, wherever as possible, to get you to keep away, which is the case here. You can see that he's throwing a lot just to keep me off him, which is of course draining his stamina. Ends up getting me down, but with the delivery of the sweep, we get him straight to half guard, and with the stamina advantage I have here, I'm definitely looking to impose the submission. So we go for the arm triangle here and hop over. And I'm going to try to be patient. Obviously, I made some reads of the first round through the submission attempts. You can see being very, very patient here. And just picking my moments, waiting for him to move, forcing him to, and then going for the arm triangle here, getting it locked in. And as you can see, end up taking his back as a result of it. Do we get the finish here? No, we do not. But we end up in top mount, which again is extremely dominant position. He goes for the leg lock from single leg X, which we do a good job of denying and dropping straight into the arm bar, which is one of the easiest submissions to get, the quite easy transitions to deny. We go for the arm bar now, and his submission meter is really low. His stamina is really low, and Luque has more than enough submissions to get the victory here. And now we're going over to Charles Oliveira. The champ has a name, and I really like using Charles. I think he's majority of people's favourite fighter, a lightweight, to be honest with you. Everyone really loved his stint as the champion. I mean, who didn't? It was nothing short of legendary. Yeah, his fan base has grown exponentially since he done what he done, and deservedly so. I mean, he done something that everyone wrote him off of doing. Obviously, recently lost his latest performance, but again, the fight was close. He was fighting a killer, and that is what happens. But really looking forward to seeing Charles Oliveira back into the octagon sometime soon. Everyone's hinting that he should fight Max Holloway for the BMF belt, which would be a crazy fight, and I think a lot of people would like to see it, to be honest with you. Both fighters have improved drastically, and it will be really, really good just for the fans. I think Charles is going to look to go forwards, and we know if it goes to the ground that Charles is definitely going to look to get a finish. But here we're up against Rafael Fiziev, and obviously he's got phenomenal Muay Thai, so we've got to be careful. Got a lot of power, so I'm being really patient. You can see really picking my shots. Knees and teeps are very, very good when using Charles. Leg kicks as well, and of course you've got that higher kick that Dariush ate and then got dropped as a result of it. So being very patient, don't want to overcommit myself, but I know once this fight does go to the ground that the advantage that I have is exponential. That is such a big difference. Again, trying to see if he's going to throw himself out here, trying to work towards the body. He's keen to catch me off the head kick when I throw to the body, which is something I'm being patient of. But whenever you're against Fiziev, you've always got the likelihood that you can get dropped from a strike out of the blue as we slip backwards there, just because of the power he holds. But get the knockdown here, and from here you can see I'm thinking about what to do. I jump into the triangle here, and I'm sure I deny this. Yep, I do, and I was adamant that I denied this one as well, but I did a good job of getting to half guard. But here is where things get interesting. He starts going for the submission attempts, and again, probably not the best idea when you've got Charles to be throwing up these submission attempts. He instantly gets reversed and tries to come off the cage to reverse the position. However, I'm aware of what he's doing. Drop straight in for the submission attempt. And as you can see here, he's got no stamina. Submission bar is very, very low, and we've got 44 seconds to work with. We instantly chain it to another submission. I didn't go straight away just in case he was pre-denying, but went straight to it. And again, I can tell here that his submission is completely gone. He's just got a late submission escape from the submission attempt before, so it's not going to take too much to finish the fight. But good denials here, and you can see that we lock in another submission finish. Now, a lot of my fights do end in submissions. I think they're really good on UFC 5. I like the transitions, especially someone that's big into jiu-jitsu. It is very satisfying to see. And now we're using one of my go-to heavyweight when I'm just looking to grapple. I try and normally start off how he does in real life with the front kick, but we are going to be using Almeida against Cyril Gane, and there's the front kick there. I'm trying to keep him to the fence, and we get a very good takedown to start off. Dump him into the middle of the octagon, and this is where we work now. Almeida gets a lot of hate for his fighting style. He had that very boring decision, but ultimately he's very good at getting people to the ground and having his way with them. Obviously, I believe he just lost to Blades, and that was a very weird loss, to be honest with you. As good as Curtis Blades is, I don't think he's ever going to win the belt or anything along those lines, so that is a little setback. But I know he's fighting again soon, but like it or not, Almeida's style is very effective and translates well to this game. I mean, I wouldn't recommend just laying on someone, but if you can get to positions like this, I look to inflict ground the pound as I'm doing here, because Cyril Gane on the feet is night and day different, but you've got to drag him into your world, and Almeida's world is on the ground. It's jiu-jitsu. You've got to be nasty with the elbows, and this is one thing I really try utilise, is the elbows, because the cuts can obviously end the fight, and if you keep someone down long enough, eventually they will cut. Obviously, each fighter is more susceptible in their own way. However, if you keep someone down long enough, their face will cut, and I think anyone with, any fight IQ will know that a cut is obviously if that's a way to stop the fight when you have them on the ground, there's no point laying down there and just being prone and not looking to do anything. If you can keep someone in the same position and maybe you're not as confident in your submission offense, you can really look to whittle away the clock and their head health by just absolutely lasering them with elbows. And, you know, as a result of these elbows, the fight can get finished. So you'll see here that, I mean, look at that fireman's carry transition. That is absolutely beautiful. And we're getting back into side control. And again, these elbows are absolutely vicious. His face is completely butchered. We go to top mount here. And here I'm really trying to look for the armbar. As you can see, transition straight to it. And I'm waiting to see what he's going to do here. I'm waiting to get the denial because I know once I go for it, he's going to try to slide out. He does the right thing, gets out, but as we stand, there's an absolute river of blood. And I'm thinking about just backing away and letting Herb Dean get into the action, which is why you see me step aside there. And that is all you'll see from that fight. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed as of recently. Again, over 700 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. Hopefully I can go back to posting once a week when my work schedule dies down a bit. Not only that, I will be jumping on to use the new fighters. Obviously, Cape got added and he's Portuguese, so I'm really looking forward to using him, and I've heard good things. But as per usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more UFC 5, I beg your pardon, content. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.